Okay, guys, welcome back to another video by OPM. Again, I know this one is a bit overdue, but it's coming out now, and you guys are going to be able to continue with your learning and actually continue with getting started with Forex. So, this is actually the second video of the four-part video that I promised on the Forex trading for beginners. And in this video, we're gonna dive a bit deeper into first things first, what technical analysis is, what sentimental analysis is, what fundamental analysis is, how to use TradingView, how to set up your broker account, and what is the differences between live trading and demo trading, and how you can actually get started and start participating in the market, because I know you now understand the basics, which is what is Forex, what is trading in Forex, what's the market volume, what does the currency pairs mean, and all of those things I just stated previously. So now what we're going to get into is how to actually participate in the market and what you need to do to participate in the market. So without further ado, we're going to get straight into it. To be honest, sorry, excuse me, guys. This is completely one shot, unedited. So guess what? It's gonna come out like this. But yeah, without further ado, let's actually get into it. So here we have module 2, which is getting started in the market, tools, setup, and analysis. This is where you move from theory to execution. You now know what trading is. Now it's time to learn how to actually operate like a trader, how to read the market, set up your chart, and open your first real or demo account. Now I know most of you watching this video already, you've actually created your broker account with Star Trader. That's the broker I'm partnered up with. But for those who haven't, the link is actually going to be in the description of this video. So if you haven't signed up to Star Trader yet, create your account and then you can start demo trading or live trading, whatever you want to do. Obviously, I recommend demo trading first, then getting into live trading, so you kind of just get your edge and know how you're analyzing the market. But without, let's move into the next slide of this. So we have three types of analysis, and in the previous video, we touched on what the three types of analysis are. We have technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and technical sentimental analysis. So what we're actually going to get into this video is a deeper dive into explaining what exactly technical, fundamental, and sentimental analysis is, and how to implement it into your trading journey. To win in Forex, you've got to understand how traders think. There are three main ways people analyze the market, and you will need to use a mix of all three. You can't just use one form of analysis and expect your trades to hit the way they are supposed to, because various different factors actually affect the market. News affects the markets, people's sentiment affects the market, and technicals also affect the market. So you need to be a master of all three than just a master in one, so that your edge is actually up to par with what the industry standard is. So we have technical analysis, and this is where most traders spend their time. For traders like me, for traders like yourself, you spend most of your time actually technically analyzing the market, looking for entries, looking for liquidity points, looking for different sort of patterns and things that occur on the chart for you to actually start technically analyzing the market. So you study price action, charts, and patterns to predict the future movements. It's all about reading what's already happened to spot where price might go next. So using the history of price to now predict where price is going to move in the future. That's exactly what technical analysis is. And there's different forms of technical analysis. You have, I have a couple of examples here that I'm going to read for you guys. So you have support and resistance. So that's basically finding where price is finding a level of support in the market. And I'm actually going to go on TradingView to almost show you guys how this will look like when you're technically analyzing the market. So you got support and resistance. So that's looking for ceilings or floors on price. So if you see price has gone to a level and is rejected, and it's gone to another level and is rejected, and then it's gone to a floor and is rejecting off that area, then you can call that a level of support, or you can call that a level of resistance. We use support and resistance in a very different way as to other retail, how other retail traders will use it, but we'll dive deeper into that when we're actually getting into how to perform technical analysis. This is just a deeper dive into understanding what technical analysis is. You have trend lines. So when the market is trending upwards, when the market is trending downwards, there's points where price connects to another, and you can have a high, a low, a higher low, a higher low, and then a high, a high high, a high high. That's an uptrend. Then you have a downtrend, which is a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So that's a downtrend. And then when you're looking for trend lines, you want to connect the lower lows with the you want to connect a lower low to another lower low to another lower low, and then a lower high to another lower high to another lower high, in order for you to identify the trend that price is currently moving in. And then we have Fibonacci retracements. I mainly use Fibonacci retracements to find entries and where price is going to retrace to where I'm looking for my entries. But I will dive deeper into that when we're actually learning about how to technically analyze the market properly. This is just a quick, or this is just for you to kind of have a base understanding of what technical analysis is. And then we have smart money concepts and ICT. This is the real bread and butter that I want you guys to really understand and learn. These are more advanced concepts that we're going to get into later down in this course. And you guys are actually going to understand what smart money means and what ICT means, how to implement it into your trading, and you can use these concepts to identify where price is going to retrace from, where price is going to buy from, where price is going to sell from. So there's a lot of things to actually cover when it comes to learning about trading, but step by step. But the real edge comes from understanding price behavior, and not just indicators. Us at OPM Inc., we don't really use indicators too much. We mainly use price action when it comes to analyzing the market technically. But without further ado, we'll move into fundamental analysis. So fundamental analysis, this focuses on, so if you watch my previous video, I kind of skimmed on this, but this is kind of going a bit deeper into what technical analysis is. So fundamental analysis. So fundamental analysis, this focuses on the news, economy, and global events that drive currency strength. Things like interest rates decisions. So the Bank of England or the Bank of America or any global institution or global banking institution changing their interest rates, that will cause a driver in price. Inflation data that causes a driver in price. So let's say for instance inflation is rising, that's not really good for a currency, or if inflation is dropping, that's very very good for a currency, so you know whether to buy or sell a currency based on the inflation rate. So you have job reports like NFP, so how many people have been employed by a certain industry. Those numbers come out if it's good for the economy. So if more people are getting jobs, that means that the currency that you're trading is likely to strengthen, and if less people are getting jobs, then the currency that you're trading is most likely going to decline. Political events or central bank statements, these are also very very important. Right now we're in a very very politically heated environment when it comes to the world economy, so the markets are moving like literally Trump can say something tomorrow and that will deeply affect the market. So you want to be keeping your eye on news, you want to be keeping your eyes on political events, you want to be keeping your eyes on interest rates, you want to be keeping your eyes on inflation data, because these are the things that actually move the market. When you're actually looking for sources to look at fundamental analysis, and by the way, like I always say in my videos, you want to be taking notes while these videos are going on, so that you can also have your own notes of what you thought of while you was listening to this video. um so the best place to actually get Forex data from, and the one I personally use, is called Forex Factory, and it actually shows you the level of events that are being released in a day. You have three types of folders, so you got the gray folder, you got the the yellow folder, the orange folder, and then you got the red folder. The gray folder means that the news is not really going to impact currencies or any assets that is related to that news event. And then you got the yellow, which is medium, so it might affect it, not really too strongly, but it will still affect it. You can still catch a movement. And then you got the red folder, which is very very major events that will really move price. And we got things like CPI, which is on the red folder list. You got things like NFP, which is on the red folder list. Even sometimes interest rates, and when the Fed chair, like let's say for instance Powell speaking, then we know that those are red folder events. Example we have here: if the US raises interest rates, USD usually gets stronger. If there's political tension in Japan, then JPY might weaken. So literally, as I was saying earlier, um fundamentals really do affect the market, and you kind of want to understand the fundamentals in order to really get into it. But as we go down in this course, I'll really be touching on how I use and compile all these things to reach a conclusion while analyzing the market. As a trader, you just don't have to know everything, but you need to know what matters right now. You need to know what the governments are doing and how that affects the market. Because if you're able to do that, then guess what? You'll be able to make money off things such as even what's happening in Gaza and Israel right now. You can make money from that. The tariffs that Trump has been announcing on on the US against China and whatnot, like you can make money from that. You can make money from so many things that get announced fundamentally, and that's just news. News really does move the market in it. And if you understand fundamentals and you add that alongside with technicals, you can see how your edge as a trader will begin to rapidly increase, and you begin to rapidly understand how to enter trades and how to almost discern whether price is moving upwards or whether price is moving downwards. I do urge you guys to go and do your own research as well, on what interest rates mean, what inflation data means, what it means for the market, what job reports means. Obviously, I briefly explained in this video, but it's also down to you to really take this on and actually learn more about what you're getting into. So, and then the last type of analysis, we have sentimental analysis. So sentimental analysis, this is about what traders are feeling, fear or greed. And there's something called the fear and greed index, which you can look on the internet, and it kind of shows you what the fear and greed index is on certain assets or certain currency pairs. So that was also a good way to identify sentimentals, sorry. You can check tools like commitment of traders, the COT reports. New sentiments are traders risk on or risk off. So risk on basically means that traders are actively participating in the market. Risk off is like, okay, cool, traders are not really actively participating in the market, and they're kind of holding their positions. They're not really entering new positions and whatnot. So you can kind of see the sentiment from there. If everyone is buying USD, that's high bullish sentiment. But it also means a potential reversal could come when everyone is overconfident. So when you see the sentiment, the bullish sentiment is too high, and you can actually look this up on the internet. You can look at USD sentiment, you can look at Euro sentiment, you can look at GBP sentiment. When you see the sentiment is too high, then that means that a bubble is forming and it's gonna pop. And what happens when bubbles pop? Price just declines. Do you know what I mean? So we've pretty much covered more in depth now what technical, fundamental, and sentimental analysis is. So you guys should have a deeper understanding of what these tools are and what exactly they do for you while trading. Because as a trader, your job is simply just to know if price is going to move from this point to that point, or from that point to this point. You need to understand those things, because once you understand those things, then you'll be able to place trades based off the analysis you have done. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? So we're gonna move into the next. So we're kind of getting to the close of this video now, and that's mainly how to use TradingView, and then the next one will be how to set up your broker account, and then the next one will be I can't remember, but we'll get through it. So TradingView is your main weapon, and this is where you actually conduct technical analysis. So if you don't have TradingView, all the links is going to be in the description of this video. But if you do not have TradingView, I suggest you download TradingView on your phone, or you create a TradingView account. So TradingView is your main weapon. This is where you do all your charting, analysis, and trade planning. Steps: you go to tradingview.com and you create a free account. You don't necessarily have to pay for TradingView. Obviously, there's paid versions, but for you as a beginner trader, you wouldn't really need to pay for it and whatnot. And then you can search for any currency pair. So Euro USD, the main things I trade are BTC USD and XAU USD. So BTC USD is a crypto, and then XAU USD is a commodity. Those are the two things I mainly trade. And obviously Euro USD if I'm going to trade some currencies. Learn to navigate. So you have different time frames, and you got the 5 minute time frame, you got the 1 hour time frame, you got the daily time frame. Got drawing tools, which are trend lines, rectangles, fibs, indicators, RSI, MA. Obviously, we don't really use indicators around here, but there's some indicators that actually do help me, but it's not to rely on, it's more to just give me more data so I can understand the chart a bit better. And then you got alerts. So when price has reached a certain point, or a certain price that you've been waiting for price to get through, you can actually set an alert and it will let you know that price is at that level. Tip: do not clutter your chart and keep it clean. The best traders read the chart like a story, not a Christmas is not a Christmas tree. So what a lot of traders, new traders, get into the habit of is actually just marking up their chart with so many levels and so many levels of resistance and support, like fair value gaps, all those things, and their chart becomes cluttered, and they're no longer able to see what is going on the chart. They're no longer able to read the market. They're no longer able to read where price is going to move from where it's currently at to where it may go in the next 5, 10 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, months, weeks, years, whatever. But I hope you get what I'm trying to say. So with this part of the video, what we're actually going to do is we're going to actually go into TradingView. So we're going to go into TradingView. So this is TradingView, and this is where you're going to conduct all your technical analysis. TradingView is actually where you conduct all your TradingView analysis, all your technical analysis, and then fundamentals. Remember, I said Forex Factory, and then sentiment. You can go on market sentiment on the internet, and then it will literally give you the sentiment on certain currency pairs or the sentiment on the market as a whole. So with TradingView, I actually don't know, but obviously, man's in the middle of like calling a YouTube video, innit? He kind of jammed me store.
Hi, I'm Sheb's sister, and I hope this makes it into the YouTube video.
Obviously, this is RV's sister, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna leave this in there. Okay, slight interruption there. But let's get back into it. So, yeah, you have TradingView here. And what you want to do is actually create your free account. So when you go on TradingView, it'll give you the option to create your account. Obviously, this is my account here. You create your account. And then what you want to learn how to navigate on TradingView first is the different types. So let's actually delete all of this so you guys can actually see. And let's turn off this so you guys can see that a bit further. Okay, so we have TradingView BTC USD on the monthly time frame. So what you want to get yourself familiar with is actually analyzing on the you want to get yourself familiar with the monthly time frame, you want to get yourself familiar with the weekly time frame, daily time frame, all the way through into the 1 minute time frame. So the monthly time frame is giving you a wider scope of what price has been doing over the last couple of years or over like literally the whole history of prices on the monthly time frame. So if you look at the monthly time frame, you're looking at more long term. What's price going to do more long term? When you're looking at lower time frames, you're looking at what price is going to do more short term. But you're using the information from the lower time frames to actually predict what is good. You're using the information from the higher time frames to predict what's going to happen in the lower time frames. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So that's actually looking at technical analysis. Today we're not really going to dive into how to conduct technical analysis because I don't want to overload you guys with information. I just want you to kind of briefly understand. We're going to ease into this and we're really going to get into the nitty-gritty of what trading is. But yeah, set up your TradingView account, familiarize yourself, use the notes that I've put in the slides to actually familiarize yourself with TradingView and how to actually use it. So up here you have where you navigate all the time frames, different time frames. Here is where you have different drawing tools, So you got here's the trend line identifier, or here's the trend line. You got the extended line. You got, but these are the things I mainly use. I mainly use this box to highlight zones where price is going to move to and whatnot. And then you can use you can use a path to kind of draw out where price you think price is going to move to. But we're going to get into all of that in a separate video just on technical analysis and how to conduct technical analysis. In that video, we're going to get into what a candlestick is, how to read candlesticks, what they represent on the chart. So just be patient and actually just slowly get through this course. So I think that's enough of TradingView for now. So remember, as I told you guys, create your TradingView account and familiarize yourself with it. And let's get back into the last slide of this video, setting up your broker account. So before you can trade, you need a broker, the middleman that connects you to the market. So without a broker, you actually can't participate in the market as a Forex trader. So if you're in the Telegram group chat, I have sent the link out to make your broker account. And in making your broker account, that gives you access to the market. Choose a broker for live trading. I personally recommend Star Trader, reliable, fast execution, and trusted. Join Star Trader, obviously in the Telegram group chat, the link is there. So do join Star Trader there. For prop firm trading, go with FTMO. Great for scaling and proving your strategy. So for funded accounts, I will only recommend FTMO or Funded Next. To be honest, I wouldn't really recommend any other because I haven't used any other ones, to be honest. But when you're first getting, once you understand technicals, once you understand fundamentals, once you understand how to analyze the market and compile a solid analysis, and you've actually backtested demo trading, then guess what? You can now start to purchase a funded account. You can start to deposit money into your live account and actually start making money trading. Do you get? So step two, create your. So this is for everyone who hasn't created the Star Trader. So I'm going to be dropping this video alongside the link's going to be in the description of this video. So do get to creating your Star Trader account. and then connect your broker to MT4. So when you create your Star Trader account, download MT4, MT5. You're gonna need those. So TradingView, you're gonna need TradingView. You're gonna need MT4, MT5, and you can also download the Star Trader app as well to kind of monitor positions, withdrawals, deposits, all of that stuff, within the Star Trader app. So yes, start MetaTrader is actually where you execute your trades. So you have TradingView where you do your technical analysis, and then you got MetaTrader is where you actually execute your trades. So that's where you're actually placing buy positions or you're placing sell positions. But we'll get a bit deeper into that in the next video. Demo trading versus live trading. And I think this is a very, very important topic to touch on because a lot of people don't really understand the difference. So, starting with a demo account is the same as a live account, but with virtual money. You use it to practice. You use demo accounts to practice. So it's live markets, but not real money. Do you get? So you can actually understand what the market is doing. You can test your strategy. You can test how far you're coming along forex trading or learning how to trade with a demo account. So testing your analysis, managing your emotions. When you can consistently win on a demo account, stay disciplined, then move to live, because trading isn't just skill, it's psychology. You have to first master who you are within before you then master the charts. So with Star Trader, they give you the option to create a demo account as well, and that's why I'll be so if you don't know how to do that, please do, after you watch this video, please do drop a message to me. If you don't know how to set up a demo account, I'll walk you through the process and everything. But yeah, that brings module 2 to a end. By the end of this module, you should understand the three types of analysis, know how to navigate TradingView confidently, have your broker set up live or demo, and be ready to place your first trade responsibly. So for the last part, I wouldn't necessarily recommend placing trades at the moment. Wait for the next video and then you can start placing trades from there on out. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you guys have enjoyed this second lesson. It's been OPM, and I'll catch you on the next video. Subscribe, like, and share. Thank you so much.